Hi, I'm Edison, and if I were to be in a movie, I'd like to be in a kids movie where I voice a character because I love bringing joy and happiness to the people around the world.
Oh. Hi, I'm Topher, and if I were to star in a movie, I would star in a horror movie because, like the Babadook, I want this Babadoosy murder. I don't, though. I have no desire for that.
Live your truth.
I have no desire for any of it. I just want to be left alone, really.
Hi, I'm DC, and if I was in a movie, it would be a BL movie because I really want to be a side character, that best friend supporting your Delulu.
Welcome to Femmes React. We are watching my stand-in episode 5. It is surpassed my comprehension of things. I don't know what to say. Last episode was wild because we came to the conclusion of the flashback and we learned how things occurred, why people hate Ming, and what happened to Joe, and it was all very bleak and unfortunate. I was very underprepared because I didn't do any research into this show. And I was like, oh right, there are these fantasies that exist that aren't romantically based, but are based more in power. And I was kind of like, this is one of those situations like a Vegas Pete or like a darker kind of genre where I don't belong or I don't know how to navigate. The relationship with power and power fantasies, I guess, are interesting. It's not necessarily like one that I've explored, but I think there are a lot of these situations in, say, Kinpoch or say Twilight or say 50 Shades of Grey, I guess, like where the protagonist starts off very weak but then ends up in a position of power. And so I'm hoping that's what we'll see. Like if there's any solace is that Joe will, even if it is through taming Ming, I guess, be able to find a way to not be so powerless in that his previous life. That's how he ended up dead. It was because he didn't have any agency left. So that's all I can think of. I just feel uncomfortable because there's so much media out there pushing photos of Ming and Joe, like the actors. Like you see all those pretty photos and you're like, I don't know if this is a couple we should be propping up and stuff like that, but we'll see.
It's interesting for me, and I think that's what is keeping me coming back, that it is so different from just kind of the stereotypical BL series that I've grown accustomed to watching. You mentioned, Vegas Pete, Kinpoch and whatnot. And yes, I won't say it's exactly the same thing, but similar sort of feeling that I get where it's like, it's almost not even the romance that I'm here for, but more just like the suspense and the what the fuckery is happening here that I'm like, I obviously I don't support your romance. I don't want y'all to end up together in any way, shape, or form. But I'm like, I'm here because I want to see what fucking shenanigans are going to happen next. Like, what we were single white female last episode. Are we gonna cross into like Bride of Chucky this episode? Like where are we gonna go? And I'm like, I'm fascinated to see where the things go. I am still very curious why Ming is so physically strong, because it makes no sense. And I think I saw some people in the comment section last episode. I think there were some people who were thinking that we were referencing like him like overpowering Joe, and I'm like, I'm not even talking about Joe. I'm talking about that fight with Ming. Like it was Joe and Ming or Soul and Ming, and Joe was also there, and Ming was taking it to Soul, who is a professional stuntman. It is his job to be physically fit. We saw the intense sparring match he and Joe had back in episode 1, 2, whichever episode that was. So it's like, we know this man can go toe to toe. So the fact that Ming, who really shouldn't have these capabilities physically, was overpowering him, I was like, how?
It's because Ming is a top and Soul is the bottom, and that's
allegedly. Maybe, I don't know. That was one thing that just like question mark in my head where I'm like, this A plus B is not adding up to C right now, and I don't see this. You can try and twist it whatever way you want, but I'm not seeing it. It's a wild and crazy cuckoo bananas journey through the tulips, but I'm enjoying my journey so far. Yeah, I'm not bored.
Like another show you want to mention, or
how much time you got?
I'm interested in what's going to happen. Just seeing, just like Topher said, what shenanigans are going to happen. This is just very interesting to me, how you're going to get from A to B. For me, like after Ming hit me, I'm not going back to that. Like it's physical violence and it's domestic violence, and and the problem, and this is the thing, I can forgive you for, and I can, hope you get better, but we not getting back together. Like, you know what? I believe people can change. I do believe people can change. I do believe people can put in work and grow and things like that, but we're not getting back together. Just as a PSA, because I'm at least adjacent to the community, and this power fantasies that are showing up on screen, like 50 Shades of Grey, anyone in the community would say it was a horrible representation of kink. And all of these power fantasies that are shown, there's an agreement between two people. And at any point in time, you can take back your agency. At any point in time, you can take back your consent. So it's not just that, oh, you're beating up on somebody, oh, I'm giving them my power. There are rules and regulations, there's negotiations and stuff like that. And you will, like, it is a thought out process. And just to glorify it as this, or if this is a power fantasy for some, it is watching this to learn about, like, kink is like watching porn to learn about sex. It's just not a great teacher. That being said, I don't like Ming. I don't like Tom. I am still at this point Team Soul. But I know also we're not going to be going for the person you're good for you, at least at not this point. I don't know what brought him back. Because you beat me up, I'm not coming back for you. I would have just stayed in the shadow room. I'm not coming back. I don't know what brought him back, or if he was just thrown back, and to be put back in that situation right there. And also all of that for Ming to, he was really in love with Joe the whole time and not really in love with Tom. I don't know. I would like my questions answered. That's why I'm coming back. I can see hope for Ming. I can see he could change. I can see, what else, but because he's being manipulated by Tong and all this other kind of stuff. I'm just not at the point right now where I want to see Joe and Ming together. I just don't want to, I guess they're going to be together with all this. This show's not over. Maybe some people in the back writing and saying, all of a sudden, Soul and Joe get together, but I haven't been shown a reason why they should be together. I don't know. That's all.
If there's any consolation, or if there's anything I took from the end of the last episode, it was that 2-year period where Ming seemed to ritualistically wait for Joe in the sort of denial frenzy. And there is something to that fantasy of you're gonna miss me when I'm not there anymore, or you don't know what you missed out on, and then realizing your feelings too late is a type of gratification. You really miss me. You really, really love and miss me. And it's an example of how deep Ming's feelings, whether they're obsession or romantic, run. I can see an angle where that might make somebody feel good.
Something gonna happen to the mom?
Oh Lord.
ลืมอะไรหรือเปล่าลูก
Gotta be something. Oh, is that Tong's
นี่
voice?
เราเนี่ยมันก็ค้าง
Oh,
มาตั้งนานแล้วนะ
It's not. Okay.
No, that's a debt collector. Lord.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, he watching picky cartoons. That's cute. Okay.
ก็กุญแจนายก็แค่บังเอิญอยู่ที่นั่นวันที่พี่กลับไปพอดี มันก็แค่นั้น พี่จะไม่ยอมโดนนายหลอกอีกแล้ว
โจเป็นไรวะ
Would it make a difference if he was there for 2 years pining after
เปล่า
you?
ครับพี่ ชาติเนี่ยนะ ยังไงผมก็ไม่กลับไปเป็นนายแบบอีกแล้วครับ
ทำไมวะ ถ้าพี่หน้าตาดีแบบเองนะเว้ยพี่ไม่มานั่ง
I mean, you are, sir.
ไม่มีอะไรครับพี่
I do
ก็
many
เรื่
things
อง
with
คลาส
you.
สิกทั่วไปอะครับ แทงข้างหลัง กลับมาแล้วแม่โจซื้อน้ำเต้าหู้มาฝากด้วยครับ
The writers are like, let's just have all of the bad things happen to Joe. Just every bad thing ever.
But like, you're here to collect debt. Do you really got to like knock everything over? Can you just not like come over and say, "Hey, we're here to get your debt"?
I don't think that's how it works.
But like, what does this serve to accomplish? Me overturning your entire house.
Fear. Intimidation.
I still don't have the money.
Well, you soon you won't have your life. Sorry. Oh God.
นี่มันเกิดอะไรขึ้นนะครับ
ไม่มีอะไรอะลูก
ไม่มีอะไรได้ไงอะครับแม่ ไม่มีอะไรแล้วทำไม
You don't have our money. Now you have to clean up everything.
ค่อยๆนะครับ
She spent all her money on Joe's life
จะบอก
support.
โจมาได้ไหมครับว่ามันเกิดอะไรขึ้น
คือตอนที่โจป่วยอะมันใช้เงินรักษาเยอะ แม่เองก็มีเงินเก็บไม่พอ แม่ก็เลยต้องไปกู้เงินนอกระบบมาลูก
แล้วนี่แม่ไปกู้เขามาเท่าไหร่อะครับ
ก็เยอะอยู่
How much is a lot?
เยอะแล้วมันเท่าไหร่
3 ล้านกว่าบาท
$3 million.
โจไม่ได้
That's an expensive nap.
สตันรุ่นใหม่ของพี่เนี่ยไม่เห็นเก่งเหมือนรุ่นเก่าเลยนะ
Yeah, well, y'all fucked that shit up, didn't you?
ก็โจคนเก่งของผมอะโดนคุณตรงเจ้านายคุณ ไล่ออกจากวงการไปแล้วไงครับ
Yes, out of the industry.
แล้วจะเอาไง
That's how we say it here.
จะเปิด
พี่พอจะมีโปรเจกต์ให้ผมลงบ้างไหมครับ
ไหนนายบอกว่าอยากทำเบื้องหลังไง
ก็พอดีว่ามีปัญหานิดหน่อยครับ เลยต้องเปลี่ยนแผนนะพี่
ไองานสายเนี้ยมันไม่ใช่ว่าอยากเล่นแล้วก็เล่นได้เลยนะ
Oh, let me show you.
ยาก
Let me show you. I can do things.
My cardiovascular
Hey,
system is not
Mom,
up to what I thought it would be.
ยังไงก็ไม่แย่ไปกว่านี้แล้วล่ะ
แน่ใจนะ
แน่ใจพี่
ลองดู เต็มที่
ขอบคุณมากครับ
เซฟมันหน่อยนะ
Okay, but did you guys like give him the choreography, or y'all just time to a chair and say go?
โอเค งั้นก็
ขอโทษนะพี่ ขอเทคพี่
กูให้มึงอีกเทคเดียวนะ ถ้าไม่ได้เลิก
ได้พี่
I'm not as quick as I used to be in my other body.
ถ้าทุกคนพร้อมแล้ว
This body sucks.
action
Well, still got the leg flexibility.
I
though.
know, right? Flexibility.
And sit.
And I'm out of breath.
Holy crap, it's a splitting image of Joe.
She is so turned on.
You can tell by the violins.
เป็นไงบ้างครับพี่
Yes. That's what happens when I get turned on too. Violin just come out of nowhere.
พี่โจครับ
พี่วุฒิเราได้โจคนใหม่แล้วแหละ เลื
Well,
อกคนนี้
same Joe. New Joe.
เอ็งไปฝึกไอ้พวกท่าสตันแบบนั้นมาจากไหนวะ
YouTube.
Tramped him.
อ๋อคือผมเคยเรียนมวยมาบ้างอะครับทำไมครับพี่
ไม่เป็นไรหรอกพี่แค่รู้สึกมันคุ้นๆน่ะแล้วก็อีกเรื่องหนึ่งเอ็งมีพวกสำเนาสมุดบัญชีอะไรพวกนี้ไหมเอาให้พี่หน่อยดิจะเอาไว้โอนค่าแสดงให้
ถ้างั้นพี่ก็โอนเข้าบัญชีเก่าที่พี่เคยเปิดให้ครับ
บัญชีเก่า
อ๋อ
I don't know about just leaving about somebody alone in your office.
Can't be me. Especially somebody I just hired. For shit like this.
Oh, definitely not my when I have a bank account. Oh no.
Well, he's got all his old bank account details. Yes, okay, that makes sense.
เมื่อก่อนเราก็เก็บเงินเก่งแบบนี้แต่ว่าจะออกมาใช้ยังไง
Girl, just take the book.
Identity fraud. You have to do it for yourself.
นี่นายทนอยู่กับคนอย่างมันได้ยังไงวะจริงๆคุณหมิงเขาก็เป็นคนดีนะครับไม่ต้องฝืนใจพูดก็ได้มั้งย้ายมาอยู่กับพี่ไหมจะดีเหรอครับพี่ล้อเล่น ไอ้หมิงเนี่ยมันไม่ยอมหรอก
What is going on?
Is he Joe's stand-in?
He's got Joe's hair.
So he looks the same from behind.
This place is hella foggy. My goodness.
That's the fortune-telling aspect of it.
Those are the spirits?
Yes.
ผมช่วยไหมครับ
Also, this is the shadow realm.
หอมไหม
Right?
ครับพอมาถึงนี่คงไม่ได้แค่มานั่งจีบชายกับอาจารย์หรอกใช่ไหมที่อาจารย์เคยบอกว่าพี่โจยังไม่ตายแต่ก็ไม่ถือว่ามีชีวิตอยู่
Damn.
อาจารย์หมายความว่ายังไงครับ
He's in the shadow realm.
ไปเจออะไรมาล่ะคือผมไปเจอคนหนึ่งเขาช่างมันเถอะครับ
What? This is the place
ไม่อยาก
to...
รู้ว่าอาจารย์หมายความว่ายังไง
Yes. If there's anybody to have this conversation with, it is the psychic you came to see.
Better get your money's worth.
จะว่าไปใบชาเหล่านี้จริงๆมันก็คือใบไม้ที่ไม่มีชีวิต
Let's wait till you
พอเราใส่น้ำร้อนลงไปก็ได้ชาหอมๆให้เราได้กินอย่างนี้ถือว่าชาเหล่านี้ตายแล้วหรือยังล่ะ
Can you not speak in variables? Can you please just tell me what I came for?
อยากได้ชาหอมๆก็ต้องรอน้ำเดือด
The cat in the box is both dead
บาง
and
อย่างก็ใจร้อน
alive.
ไม่ได้
แต่2 ปีที่ผ่านมาที่ผมเหมือนตกนรกทั้งเป็นเลยนะครับ
Good.
นี่ผมต้องรออีกนานแค่ไหนครับอาจารย์
ใกล้แล้วล่ะอีกไม่นานความจริงก็จะปรากฏ
Are you drinking the tea that you poured for him? Or...
Well, he ain't drinking it.
จะถามหน่อยสิว่าลูกไปทำงานสตันท์ได้ยังไงอะลูกเคยฝึกอะไรแบบนี้มาเหรอ
Yeah.
Yes. Once you weren't looking.
You should have lied to her.
โจเคยเรียนมาจาก YouTube นิดหน่อย
I learned it from YouTube.
น่ารักที่สุด
You better take care of your new mommy.
If this was the rest of the series, I would be so happy. Like Joe and his mom. Adventures, taking care of her. Lovely.
Yes, delightful.
No more harm is coming to her. Debts are all paid off. We're going on a holiday. It's all good.
ลูกกับป่าไหม
เอาก่อนเลยครับอยากกินอันนี้มากกว่า
All right. Series ends. Okay. Thank you.
I'm good.
Bye.
That's so lovely that he found him up. No, I can't do this hat.
I'm here for all of
อันนี้ก็เซ็ต
it.
ทุกอย่าง
He's coming in like he's coming in straight from the 70s.
แบบงั้นเดี๋ยวผมขอตัวก่อนนะครับรีบไป
เดี๋ยว คุณชื่ออะไร
Jeffrey,
โจครับ
Joseph,
โจ
Joel.
Billy Joel.
ขอตัวไปแต่งหน้าก่อนนะครับ
I'm not a stunt man. I'm a piano man.
Don't ask questions, other Joe.
Lesser Joe.
ไม่เป็นไรไม่ต้องคิดมากครั้งแรกอย่างนี้แหละ ไอ้โจที่กูเคยดูแลเนี่ยนะโอ้โหแม่งหนักกว่ามึงเยอะเลยว่ะแม่งไปต่อยพระเอกฟันหักชิบหาย
จะว่าอะไรไหมถ้าพี่จะให้เราหมุนตัวให้พี่ดูหน่อย
Who we can stand in for. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not a piece of meat.
I'm like, man,
ไหล
I'm gonna need like another 2.5 million
Mượn á.
for this.
เหมือนใครอะครับ
เหมือน
I'd rather not. Are there no other actors in
ตอนนี้
Thailand
จะเปิด
that
กล้องหนังเรื่องใหม่
require?
กำลังหา stand in เล่นบูอยู่พอดี พี่อยากให้เราไปเล่นเป็น stand in ให้ตรงอ่ะ
I heard about what happened to his last stand, and I'm okay.
ขอบคุณนะครับ
เหมือนโจคนนี้จะเพิ่งเซ็นสัญญาเป็นสตาร์ทีมพี่วุฒินะครับ
Joe is like an
Should Joe.
average name.
ก็ยัง
Yes.
เป็นสตาร์ทีมพี่วุฒิเนี่ยนะคงเป็น
His
เรื่อง
name
บั
is
งเอิญแหละครับ
Joe.
คุณหมิง
He has black hair. He got brown eyes. It must be
แต่
him.
ว่าพอผมออกมา เขาก็เล่นคล่องเลยนะ ก็จริงนะครับ ฝากเช็คประวัติที ผมอยากรู้ทุกอย่างเกี่ยวกับเขา รวมถึงเรื่องที่เขาไม่อยากให้ใครรู้
I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but I do like Ming's cardigan.
No.
Just
The fashion
purple.
is fine.
Right.
Fashion is great. I don't like him, but yeah,
Right.
Fashion's
Okay. So it's just want to make sure. Just because I give you a compliment.
Daisy likes me?
about you
What?
wear. No.
Blame them in the comments.
I didn't tell you I had
เดี๋ยว
twins.
แย่เลยเนาะ มีลูกคนเดียว
Oh,
เนี่ย
they
ผมว่า
died.
ก็หนักแล้วนะ นี่ยังเป็นลูกแฝดอีก แย่แน่
Joe, baby, I need you to be more cognizant about the
Joe.
thing coming out your mouth.
I know, right?
ใครบอกนายเรื่องพี่มีลูกแฝดวะ
I just heard on the grapevine, though.
ก็ผมเห็นที่ออฟฟิศเขาพูดกันนะครับ
เมียพี่อะ
Oh.
ท้องลูกแฝดจริง แต่ว่าคลอดออกมาได้คนเดียว อีกคนไม่รอด
Again, be more cognizant about things coming out your mouth.
พี่ก็ไม่เคยบอกเรื่องเนี้ยกับใครที่ออฟฟิศเลยนะ พี่ก็ไปไฟท์แต่ก็ทำอะไรไม่ได้
โห ขนาดระดับพี่วุฒิยังทำอะไรไม่ได้เหรอครับ
ก็มันปิดข่าวกันเงียบซะขนาดนั้นน่ะ ต่อให้มีคนเจอศพ เราก็ไม่รู้อยู่ดี ว่าเป็นคนที่เราตามหาหรือเป
You
ล่า
tried.
พูดแล้วก็เจ็บใจ
The best
Done.
that you could at that time.
พี่น่าจะห้ามมันให้มากกว่านั้น
It still hurts.
นั่นเงินอะไรอะลูก
นี่แม่ไปกู้เขาไว้เท่าไหร่อะครับ
3 ล้านกว่าบาท
คือพี่วุฒิครับ
พี่รู้ พี่อ่ะมีน้องคนหนึ่งเป็นไอดอลอยู่ที่เกาหลี เดี๋ยวรอน้องคนเนี้ยกลับมาก่อนนะ แล้วพี่จะเอานายไปฝากงานไว้กับมัน
พี่วุฒิครับ คือผมขอรับงานนี้ได้ไหมอะครับ คือตอนนี้ครอบครัวผมต้องการใช้เงินมากเลยครับ ผมขอรับงานกับเขาแค่งานเดียวก็ได้นะครับ นะพี่
แม่รู้นะว่าเงินน่ะมันสำคัญ แต่ถ้าเกิดโจเป็นอะไรขึ้นมาอีกอ่ะโอ้ยแม่ว่ามันไม่คุ้มนะลูกนะ
ไม่เป็นไรหรอกครับแม่ โจเนี่ยยังหนุ่มยังแน่น แม่เถอะครับ แม่รักษาสุขภาพไปเยอะนะ แม่จะได้อยู่กับโจไปนาน
So again, this is lovely.
ๆโอเคครับงั้นเดี๋ยวโจไปก่อนนะ
He don't need no man.
No.
He got
Just need
mama.
his new mama. That's all he needs.
ขอบคุณนะครับพี่วุฒิที่เปลี่ยนใจให้โจร่วมงานกับเรา
ยังไงซะก็
Ming has someone speak for him
พี่ต้อง
now.
ฝากดูแลโจคนนี้ให้ดีๆด้วยนะครับ อย่าให้เป็นเหมือน
Oh.
Ooh.
ถ้าพี่วุฒิจะห่วงขนาดเนี้ยผมก็จะดูแล
Don't tie him up this time.
1 2 3โอเค 1 2 3โอเค
Not quite, baby.
Right. Everybody else is giving like they're like Milan, Paris.
Orlando, Florida.
BK. No. What?
นอกจากวิญญาณ
What?
I guess.
No.
มา
How?
ถึงร่างกาย
Okay.
ด้วย
No. No. I know. I know.
I guess.
What?
like this music. It's nice.
Music is lovely.
ใจ
Yes,
คอ
remember this feeling,
ไม่คิด
Joe.
จะยิ้มบ้างเลยเหรอ
Hold on to this
ห
feeling.
ล่อนไม่รู้อะไรบ้างเหรอ ปกติเขาจะยิ้มเฉพาะตอนเล่นหนังกับพี่โต
right,
ที่เป็น
this
พี่
bit.
เขยเขาเท่านั้นแหละ
Yes.
แต่ก็น่าพึ่งจริงๆเนาะ
It's not even that he's in love with Song, it's more like what he's done to you, but you know, whatever.
โอเค everyone มาเดี๋ยวถ่ายกรุ๊ปเลยนะครับ
So I don't want this twink. Give me that one.
ผมขอเปลี่ยนแบบโพสคู่ได้ไหมครับ
It's like what?
เป็นคนนั้นแทนนะ
Oh.
Oh, we get to see you. How you really look.
ใจเย็น ไม่มีใครจับได้หรอก
They will know. They already are onto you.
ไม่อย่างนั้นคุณหมิง
No.
คงไม่มา
I'm
ตามให้ผม
full.
ไปทานข้าวด้วยกันหรอกครับ
You know what? I have a good mother waiting for me at home. And
I had dinner last week. I'm okay.
I had dinner before.
hey. Oh my god, it's the exact same situation with Ming.
This elevator's just got so much going on.
I know, right? Oh, but Soul doesn't recognize him. That's the difference.
And this is why he and Ming are meant to be. I guess.
This is how I felt about Dr. Ter. I was like, yes, they're setting up no reasons. No tension. No, you're looking for your cards. You're not reminiscing down memory lane.
Focus.
Oh my god.
This is why he got kicked in the face earlier.
Oh my god, he repaired the mugs that you dropped.
Oh, that's so sweet. I don't care. Like, just,
That's the part you should remember. Tong.
See, now you're getting caught because you took 5 minutes down memory lane. Oh, it's Soul.
ใครอะกล้าดียังไงมางัดบ้านนี้ แกรู้ไหมว่านี่
why are you in this house?
Are Soul and Ming joint custodying over Soul and what?
ยกมือขึ้นไว้บนหัว แล้วค่อยๆหันมา
I mean, you don't have a gun. I don't gotta do nothing.
Right?
I could just charge the door and knock you over.
I have a flashlight. Just like a security. Top flight security.
Did Joe end up finding his card, or was this all I did it? Okay, we won't know.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, yeah, we will.
I guess.
Okay. Okay, my stand-in episode 5. What did everybody think?
It happened. It was, in fact, an episode that happened.
Sounds like you really enjoyed
Nothing-
it, Topher.
Nothing bad. Nothing amazing. It was just kind of, it happened. The whole time things were happening for like the last half of the episode, I'm like, I want to believe Joe has a plan. I want to believe there's a plan being enacted here. And it seemed like there was a plan. Okay, he got them drunk, got the schedule. Okay, great. And then he got to the house and like, okay. He just keeps getting distracted, which I'm like, I understand feelings are, you know, uncontrollable. The heart is not a rational beast. Love would be a lot easier if you could just use your brain and just think about things, but you know, that's not how love works. The heart doesn't care what the smart choice is. The heart doesn't care what this, that, the other are. The heart does what the fuck it wants, and it makes life hella more complicated than it needs to be. So like, I get it, but he just keep getting distracted from whatever his objective is. So like, he's doing the stunt thing, and like, okay, Ming shows up on set, now he can't stunt. I'm like, baby, I said this back when you and Ming were having problems and you were being awful to your trainees. I'm like, you need to learn to separate your personal life from your work life. That's just being an adult. You need to learn how to separate these things, because you can't be taking shit out. You can't have a shitty performance because you had a fight with your boyfriend like that. Your boss doesn't give a fuck. So like, you can't just have a terrible showing at this stunt job because, you know, this guy is standing there looking at you like you gotta do better. He keeps just losing focus. So like here he came into the apartment and now he's losing focus because he saw some mugs, which I'm like, I get it, sentimental value. They're playing all this sweet music. That's all well and good. Ming has changed. He's turned into a new leaf, I guess. I don't care. I don't care about Ming and his new leaf. I have no desire to see them together. So him getting all sentimental over these mugs or, you know, feeling these feelings like, oh, I guess these feelings also came along with me from the shadow realm, came into this body. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I just need you to do whatever your plan is to get your bank card so you can pay the debt that mama is in. Like, let's enact that plan. That's all I care about right now. You and your little lovey-dovey with Ming and whatnot. I don't care. I don't hate Ming more than I did in the prior episode, which was a ongoing theme for the first 4 episodes. So we didn't see Tong. I still hate Tong more than I hate Ming.
Yeah, I'm into minds about the show because I do understand the fantasy being presented here. And I can see, you know, Joe, the romance in question is like it's like bitterness and sweetness. They kind of work well together in a way sometimes. And it's enhancing each other. The more Joe suffers in his heartloreness over Ming, and the more Ming suffers over missing Joe and his desperation to find him, the more I can see how this story can be appealing to some people. And maybe, like, now that Joe's gone and Ming has had 2 years to reflect and do all that stuff, it's like he did commit this egregious, like, super bad thing.
Sorry, DC's face.
Is it egregious? Super
egregious,
bad.
Aquarius is something totally different.
He's flipped from this power position, from this immature person, this person who's so obsessed with Tong. And then, in a sense, now, through all this suffering, Joe has all the power because he misses Joe. He needs Joe again. He's obsessed with Joe. He is the one who can detect Joe's mannerisms, his spirit, his soul. And so, you know, you've got that contrast with Soul, who we thought liked Joe, but obviously not enough. And Ming is tamed. He still has power in his own right because everyone fears him. But for Joe, he's unrelentingly desperate. So the fantasy is speaking to the part of you which is kind of like, you've committed mistakes, you've done me wrong, I've walked away, but now you can see how much I meant to you, and like I can see how that works. And so even though I'm rooting for Joe to get away from Ming realistically, emotionally or narratively, it would be quite victorious to have Ming grovel for my love again, and then me having that gratitude for my return. I feel for Joe in his situation, but at the same time, any parts of me that want to identify with him are swept away by his carelessness and inability to get over Ming. So that's where I'm at.
The sweetest parts of this episode and stuff where I felt something was when Joe was with his new mom. Mm-hmm. Him finding out that his mom is in $3 million baht debt because she was taking care of him, mm-hmm. and how he felt responsible, and just knowing that even if it's not, he feels like it's for him, that she went out. He never had anyone to do something that kind towards him, to that extent. It could be argued that Watt did try and, you know, say, hey, don't go there. Yeah, but this is a different type of, like, she was in it for the long haul and she mm-hmm. put everything into it. And then having this person who, since he's woken up, has been taking care of him and all this other kind of stuff, for her to be in danger. I think that was very touching. And then also their interactions about the eating and food and him going out to get a job just to help her out. And him looking at the bank book, still trying to get money and going through the fire of Ming to help out. His motivation wasn't to get into contact with Ming anymore. It was just to help out his mother or his new mom. And that was very kind. I did understand the parts where he was with Watt, and then he just, I guess it also helps for the audience that it looks like old Joe, because old Joe forgets that he's somebody else. Because his whole thing is that he sees that he's somebody else when he looks in the mirror. Like there was a scene where he looked in the mirror and then he saw himself to be somebody else. But when he's walking around, like in your average every day, because you're looking out your eyes, you don't see yourself. And so you're just always going on. And so he slipped back into this old thing with Watt. And of course he had to catch himself afterwards, because his relationship with Watt felt like home. It really did feel like home. And him and with the other stuntmen and things like that. And he was like, that was his family, you know? So of course he would automatically go back to that. Just funny, like, because he went to go see the fortune teller, and the fortune teller was like, he's mostly dead, not fully dead, mostly dead. There's a difference. Take this. Yes, this is the second Princess Bride quote. I thought while Joe was when he first got to the set, and the lady told him about the trailer, and then he said into his mind, that's a trick. He wants someone who is going to put up some fight, is not interested. And when he said no to Ming, I thought that was him beginning his trying to get back with Ming. But I see that was along with the plan to get Ming interested in him to go to the place to get that. Like, okay, yeah, the spirit came over, and then also his feelings. I guess that's the thing. But them feelings weren't good to begin with when he was like, when you allowed the first time. And I'm glad that when he had the flashback of the mug, it wasn't some, oh, this was no, this was when the mugs broke, when you found out he thought you were Tom. And that wasn't your truth the whole time. So I'm glad it showed that, because yeah, the heart went into the heart, but it also, you could be in love with somebody and just know they're not good for you. My life is in danger when I'm with you. I'm glad that there's like this in and out of there. Ming, like, needing Joe back. I don't. No, only because Ming was abusive towards Joe. Like, he was mentally, physically abusive towards him. I don't care if he wants him back now. I believe that he can change. I believe that he can do better. But I have little grace for relationship picking up back, abusive relationship picking back up, because I've seen that type of stuff in the real world. It's like it starts over again, even when somebody is changed, you get back into patterns and stuff like that. So I'm not here for it. Yeah, Ming can sense him and all the spirit and stuff like that, and I know that's what the writers want you to feel, especially over Soul. But I'm also the type of person who didn't think Time Type was a great love story. So I mean, like, what? So I'm just.
You are so brave, right, to say such a controversial thing.
Yeah, but that frustrated me. Like, he was hung up on how Ming was in love with Tong over him, but it's not the flashbacks of Ming locking him up or hitting him over the bat or the abuse or any of that, like that he is stopping him. It's the only thing that's stopping him from going forward or letting go in his feelings is the Tong situation. And I guess it's going to get set up that Ming will choose Joe over Tong eventually, but I just hope that the show doesn't just forget all of the stuff that Ming's done and kind of just gone, yeah, this was swept under the rug. The biggest obstacle is his love for Tong, not necessarily the actions he took to deny Joe of any freedom or agency. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, it's so tricky because the fantasy makes sense, but it's a fantasy. But often things bleed into real life. So like, even though I do see the fantasy, it's like
It's not my fantasy.
It's just it's definitely not something that translates to real life at all. Yeah, and hopefully people don't buy into the idea that. I mean, I guess it's up to you if you want to forgive someone who did that, but whatever. It's just
like I can forgive a lot of things. I don't forget.
Right, and this is the whole thing. I'm saying he can change. I forgive him, but we're not going back down that road because when you start retreading again, there is a tendency for a type of recidiv. Oh my goodness. Doing it again, to going back into old habits and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just, it's good to sometimes just break off from there. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but the majority, it's the whole thing of like, okay, my love can fix him. And I think in this part, like, no, therapy can fix them and a clean break can fix them.
And even then, I am curious about this Ming Soul shared custody of this house thing. Like, why is Soul popping up in this house? Like, do you know whose house this is? And then 5 minutes ago, Ming's living. Like, what's happening in this house? Who's paying these bills?
Right.
As far as I know, this house was still in Joe's name. Does Ming know that Soul is up in here? Did Ming ask Soul to guard the house while he's out of town? Like, I'm curious.
No, well, Soul just came back in town, so maybe he just wants to go down memory lane, or he's trying to find Joe too as well. But he right under your nose, and you don't know it.
Because they're not meant to be.
No,
Soul's a villain. We know this.
Oh my God.
Soul can't afford the fortune teller because he's not that rich. So
he's a K-pop star, idol or whatever. He's a idol in Korea.
But Ming's in property development. So
if Soul truly loved him, he would have known that was his spirit inhabiting his body when he saw him in an elevator for 2 seconds. But he didn't. So he clearly doesn't love him. Wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, but also Ming thought Joe was Tong at the beginning. So Ming's not really a good judge of like.
But he's changed.
He didn't recognize the body, but he recognized the spirit. They are spiritually intertwined. They know each other biblically. That's different. That's a different level of love.
Which version of this is it? King James, King James Bible, New American,
Witch's Handbook. I don't know.
Oh, what's with the new characters? One of them was just introduced for a second, and you're like, okay, bye.
There was Ming's assistant,
and then he talks to the guy in the car.
The assistant of the fortune teller man, I guess, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's in the credits, so he'll be having a bigger role later on.
We'll see.
Do you think Mum will be okay throughout the whole show?
Before this episode, I had no reason to think otherwise. So like now I'm like, I don't know. I would like her to be. I don't see any reason to put her in harm. But I don't know.
Unless we need to spur Joe forward with some sort of plot.
Maybe. I feel like this is enough of a incentive, like, hey, get this money so she'll be okay. I feel like that's enough of a fire under his butt. I don't think he needs any more motivation in that regard, but who knows? He get distracted easy. He might. But she's lovely. Like DC said, every scene that they had together was just lovely. Absolutely loved. That could be an entire series all in its own. Little spin-off series, just them.
I don't trust it, but it was cute. Okay, thanks everyone for watching my stand-in episode 5 with us. Thanks for your support on our Patreons. If you're on YouTube, you know where to find the full version. Please leave your comments. Very curious to know what you think of this episode. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Toodaloo.
See you later.